Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure you like and subscribe. I wanted to do a somewhat tutorial about Fightcade. I used to use the other version quite often, but then I started playing Third Strike on the anniversary edition, so I didn't have a need to play it unless I was like doing Samurai Showdown or something like that online. So they've updated it the past few years, and for whatever reason, it wiped away all of my. When I installed the new one, it just wiped away my ROMs folder that I had for the fight cable. So I have other ROMs in my launchbox. So I was just like, all right, I'll just copy my arcade ROMs and put them inside launchbox, and then it'll work. That wasn't the case. I tried renaming them, and like I could get only like a few of them to work. So I'm gonna do a quick tutorial. Of course, you go to fightcade.com and you download the installer. So you're gonna save that installer. Then after you get it saved, you're gonna right click it and run it as administrator. It's gonna say, hey, do you want to install this right here? You're gonna say yes. And take a few seconds for that to install. Like I said, if you got your own ROMs, if you're only playing like 3 or 4 games, but if you want to expand that to, trying out 15, 20 games, I would suggest looking for the ROMs yourself. If you Google them, you'll be able to find them. I can't like point you in that direction on how to get it, but I would say get the specific ROM pack that that people are using for Fightcade. It makes it a lot easier. Stuff will just install. So it's going to ask you, do you want to install DirectX? You want to click yes and go ahead and do that. All right. So I'm going to click finish. So now we have Fightcade installed, and you're going to see some folders right here. So you're going to see the ROM folder. That's just shortcuts for whatever reason. I'm not sure why they did it that way. And here are I don't know if you call them direct folders. So when you go inside these, they're going to be empty, like where the ROM is at. So what you want to do, I'm going to use SNEXX as an example. You want to click on that folder, go inside the ROMs, then you're going to see it's going to be empty. Fightcade. So Fightcade is done fully installing. I guess I got the notification late. And so when you get the ROM pack, everything's going to be zipped. You want to one by one unzip it. Don't unzip all of them at the same time. So use something like 7-zip or the regular WinZip that's on. Yep, has slight technical difficulties right there. So you want to after you extract it, it's gonna be a regular folder, and then that's where you're gonna find the ROMs. So you can either do it this way. You can just click on this and drag it over here, and it's gonna copy it over. That's probably the easiest way. You want to click on a blank space to make sure that's not highlighted so it doesn't put the ROMs inside the ROM folder. So what this doing is basically moving the extracted ROMs into this pack. And now I'm going to do that for final burn. Open up the ROMs. Go over here, click on the blank space, make sure it's not highlighted. Drag it over, and it's just going to move it. Not sure about the support folder or what that does, but I'm just going to move that over here too. All right. So that folder is quite hefty, so that's going to take a little bit. So we're going to go over to Flycast, which is Dreamcast. All right. I want to check inside that data folder. All right. So what you want to do, you want to extract these. Which one did I? Type? All right. So now that you have all of those data files extracted, just slide them over to the here. Then you want to go back to the ROMs. Click on that ROM folder. Almost made a mistake. Make sure you click the blank space. And let that move. That's going to be relatively faster because it's not that many files in that one. And the next one is ggbof folder. Oh, ggpof. Click it, slide it over. That one really isn't necessary anymore. Just doing it to show everybody. All right, so now what you want to do, you want to go to the Fightcade folder. And Fightcade 2 is what you want to create a shortcut of. So create a shortcut on your desktop or your start menu or whatever. So I'm going to open up Fightcade. I'm not sure if my credentials or anything got saved. I did delete it so I could kind of try to start from scratch, but all right. So now what you want to do, you want to click the search right here. So say you're searching for a game. I'm going to search for Contra, one of my favorite games. I'm going to search for Contra. And a few Contras are going to pop up. Super Contra, and then Contra NES for the USA. So we're going to click on the NES one. Now, once you join, you can only join 3 of these servers, I guess we can call it, at a time. And while you're in your server, if somebody wants to play a game with you and they see that you're in that server, they can go over here, click your name, and then click challenge. Or, in Contra's case, we'll be teammates playing with each other. So you can go over here to test game. And this, when you click on this test game, this is where you're going to map your controllers. So like for this, you go up map, have your controller plugged in, assign your select, your start, your up, down, lefts and rights, etc. All right, so I'm not gonna play that right now. And then you want to go over here to the other game that we went into, click on test, just to see if it's gonna open. So what was happening before, 80% of the stuff I was clicking on with my, launchbox ROMs, it just wasn't working. It wasn't working at all. So I'm gonna leave those. And let's try King of the Fighters 2000. Join. Click over here. You see all these people, lots of people up in here. You got replays up here you can go to. You can look at the rankings of other players. I just clicked on test and boom, that opens up also. So same thing with this. You go up there, map inputs, get your joystick or your arcade stick. And for the arcades, make sure you map your button for your coins, and then you're off and ready to play. Another thing you can do is, say if you play a game often, let's use this as an example, King of the Fighters 11. You click fave, and it'll be in your favorites. You go over here, and these are some that I've already put in my favorites. So like I got Power Stone in there, I got Marvel vs. Capcom. That way I can find it quick join it, run test, make sure it's working, map my inputs, and then I'm in there. All right, so I like Fightcade because this is a good way to keep those older games alive. and it's also a good way to get younger people who are computer savvy into fighting games, because the newer games are easier, but these older games to me are just way more funner. You know, do your research on, like, if you see one that you really really like, and if you try it out and you like it, I would say look up some of those tutorials online by video or in the older forums, like as far as combos or like mechanics and stuff like that. That way, it'll speed up the process and you getting better at the actual game. So my whole purpose of doing this is to, if 10 or 12 people see this and only, five of them decide to, hey, go through the trouble of doing all this, I would say if you find that pack, it's gonna make your life a whole lot easier. Um, Me personally, it only took me about an hourish to download with my internet. Um, so yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Peace out.